Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit GearHandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Swimmers here. Swimmers here. Swimmers here. The Adult Swim Podcast.
Hey there, welcome to Swimmer's Ear. That is not an infection, it is us.
Swimmer's Ear.
So each time on Swimmer's Ear, we talk about an Adult Swim property.
Yeah, we did. That was a really wacky Adult Swim property last time.
Eggland was last week, yeah.
Eggland.
Really odd. This week we're going to talk about, we're going to go over a video by, I can't remember what the guy's name is. It's by Captain Christian with 2 Ks, which is scary. And it's called Adult Swim, The History of a Television Empire. So I figured we would just kind of go over this to give some backstory on Adult Swim, and then you and I can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a podcast I just described.
Pretty much.
So it's just showing the parental advisory thing. You guys can see this. Good question. It's a lot of this. Carl with no pants. Oh, man, look at that. Damn. All the shows.
Yeah, all the shows. That's what I want to do next.
And that's not including the anime, they said.
Next week, Moral Oral. I'm going to pick an episode.
Oh, there you go. Guy's head just exploded.
It's incredibly rare when a television network can hone in on the sensibilities of an entire generation.
I really wish we just had more time in the world, period. We could do every show and every episode off any show on there.
Boy, I remember MTV when it started.
Oof. Yeah, I don't.
Such a big
MTV went to shit as I was growing up. Yeah, it was good at the beginning, but it went to shit quickly.
Look at that. I love that 8-bit, or 16-bit, 32-bit.
And now Rob Dyrdek owns them.
Ted Turner. He launched Cartoon Network.
Yep, with Hanna-Barbera.
Well, and that's a good point. He says it had absolutely zero original content. It was just replaying cartoons.
Yeah, that's all it was when it first started, was replaying cartoons, and he brought in Joseph Hanna and whatever the hell Barbera, Joe Barbera, maybe Joseph Barbera, I think. I don't know, whatever their names are.
Barbera.
William and Joseph are their names.
Okay.
Artie actually worked in a studio while they were still alive.
Oh, really?
No, not Artie. Rob Renzetti.
Oh,
he was
gotcha,
actually, because he was there at the beginning of Cartoon Network too. Rob Renzetti was one of the guys we interviewed. That's he's actually a personal friend of F's. F worked with him on My Life as a Teenage Robot. But Rob Renzetti and those guys, all their shows and stuff, Rob Renzetti was the only one that went to Nickelodeon. Everybody else was on Cartoon Network. Rob Renzetti actually worked on Two Stupid Dogs, which was originally TBS, but picked up by Cartoon Network.
I remember that.
He
Well,
worked
it's the
on
same people. It's Turner.
Yeah, he worked on Two Stupid Dogs, and then he also worked on like Powerpuff Girls, and those were all the big IPs. It was Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab. Those are all like the original ones.
Well, it was MGM and Hanna-Barbera stuff is all they were.
Yeah, that was
playing
it.
to begin
And
with, right?
if you guys don't know anything about Hanna-Barbera started with Tom and Jerry.
That's true.
That was our first one.
The first original program, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast. Our buddy Andy Merrill was one of the ones that was attached to that.
The brainchild of Mike Lazo, Cartoon Network's original head programmer that would later go on to head up Adult Swim.
They should mention him, I'm sure.
Mike Lazo.
If they don't mention him, this is a fake news.
Here's the thing about Space Ghost. you guys, I hope you understand that Space Ghost used to be a thing
An
you're
actual show.
supposed to take seriously,
Yeah,
right?
actual
And then
cartoon show.
They turned it into a talk show with guests that didn't know what they were doing.
And it was a
basically.
cheap. Well, what it was a cheap way to create new content.
Oh, sure.
So they took all of this animation that they already had, and they modified it a little bit. Some of it's newer, some of it is actual new animation. But they took as much as they could and revitalized it for a whole different concept. Now Space Ghost, instead of being this dude flying around saving the world, he is now this talk show host, talk show host, sitting at a table doing an actual like late night kind of thing
with Brack, who is his not Brack, who's the other one?
Zorak and Brack. Brack's in it too. That's where Brack started though.
But I'm saying Zorak is he's actually a villain in the comics, you know, and so now he's his like late night music host.
He becomes like
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer, yeah. He's like the Paul Schaefer.
Access to those cartoons through the Hanna-Barbera libraries, he had the idea to recontextualize those original animation cells and splice
If you look at
actors and musicians, giving the Washington
they just used the original cells and they redid them with different backgrounds and stuff, and then put the stuff into
green
it.
screened them.
Yeah.
I am Space Ghost. Welcome to my show.
God, I love that voice.
Yeah, I do too.
animation from the 60s.
Iconic.
For the first 4 years of the show, there was basically no money allocated to the production budget.
Oh yeah.
Space Ghost was an all-volunteer gig since then.
Oh my God, it was all volunteer.
That's crazy.
Hemorrhaging money at that point. There was no safety net. It was a trial-by-fire effort. But the lack of funding and the indie garage feel gave Space Ghost a unique aesthetic that was different than anything else on Lake.
That's so cool how they do
Explain this now.
the cells and stuff. It's
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
Put his human penis in your shark mother's vagina.
Oh wow.
Shark mother's vagina.
And let this happen.
Oh,
Pathetic.
It was experimental and bizarre.
now he's in the real world.
Anti-comedy.
Yeah, it was.
Cringe humor, a genre we see today in things like Nathan.
Nathan for You, a great show. They're not a Cartoon Network or anything, but
Stating that Space Ghost was his main influence.
His show's crazy.
Eric Andre's show was always nuts.
There was an episode of that. Pause real quick. There was an episode of that I just watched where he had I can't remember who was on, but he had somebody blast up through his desk while they were talking like mid sentence. It's just
Pizza
nuts.
ball.
Yeah,
Pizza ball.
I love that show.
Shows had stealth releases under the guise of a special programming tag to test the waters of the viewing public. Those shows were C-Lab 2021.
C-Lab.
Yep.
Harvey Birdman.
Yep.
Brack Show.
Brack Show.
Aqua Teen.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen's the best.
And,
it really was. That was
if
my
you go
absolute
to
favorite.
our earlier episode, if you want to hear our interview with Frylock, also known as Carrie Means,
true.
you could go check that out. We
Yeah, we
interviewed
talked
him
to him.
early on in the show.
Yeah, he was great.
All of which were direct spin-offs of Space Ghost.
Master is my name, and thirst is what I tame.
Boy, I could not take that doesn't seem right for Shake at all.
Not
That
at
voice
all.
is not right.
Not at all. And actually, a lot of those guys that did these voices and stuff that are still alive and still
Yeah.
doing conventions,
Yeah.
they don't do anything on the internet.
Really?
They're just like, because they're
I don't blame them.
they're older guys too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure,
So they're all in like their
sure.
60s, most of them.
Well, this
and they
is-
don't touch no social media or
This
nothing.
can't be the same guy.
Probably not. No, that's definitely not. That's a different voice for Frylock. He told us
don't-
about that in the interview.
I
He
don't
said there was a different
remember
voice
them
before him.
coming on Space Ghost. But
I don't
it's
remember
episode
either.
87 where they show up. I did not realize that.
I didn't. Well, actually, he did tell us about that.
Uh,
That was something he mentioned.
Harvey Birdman, he's another Hanna-Barbera property that
He
was
is a
supposed to
Hanna-Barbera
be.
property.
It was just Birdman, but
Well,
it
not
was
only that,
supposed to be taken seriously.
that's the genius about that show. The Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, is
Mm-hmm.
it's all Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
I saw something the other day. It was Harvey Birdman, District Attorney, and that was made several years ago. So apparently
His daughter.
there's another one.
It was. It's his daughter.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that one at all. Bird Girl or whatever is what it ended up becoming. But I know that the original one, it's one of the specific episodes that's my favorite episode is they show this camera footage off of a cop car, and it's real world footage. And the cop has
dash cam stuff?
Yes, like a dash cam off of a cop car, and he has the mystery machine pulled over. And there's like weed smoke pouring out of it, and he arrests Shaggy and Scooby for weed possession.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole court scene and a whole episode
I do remember that. Yeah.
of Harvey Birdman defending them in a court of law for weed possession,
Yeah, I do
or
remember
whatever
that
it
part.
was.
Yeah.
That's a great show, yeah.
Okay. Birdman.
And less than a year later, on September 2nd, 2001, those 5 shows, along with home movies, formed the initial lineup for Cartoon Network.
Solid lineup.
Did you watch Home Movies?
Yeah, I watched all movies.
Squiggle art stuff?
The Squiggle Vision
Yeah,
stuff.
it's very good stuff.
Dr. Katz, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also done by a guy by the name of the guy that owned the Squiggle Vision company. He also has a name that is also the same name as a late night TV host, Snyder.
Oh, really? Tom Snyder?
Tom Snyder. That's the name of the guy. Different people, completely different,
Sure. Sure.
scopes of work. But
What do you think this guy is without a shirt on? Just a guy.
just a guy. It's just one of their screenshots, or what do they call it?
The bumpers. Or
Bumper. That's what they're called.
Mr.
Bumpers.
Pickles.
There's tons of them. Yeah, Mr. Pickles. That's
Tim
another
and
one I want
Eric.
to go over.
Tim and Eric was a big deal too because of the live action stuff. That wasn't
Tim and
really
Eric, yeah, that was a
happening
good
at the
one.
time. American Dad.
Black Dynamite was good.
Now,
Boondocks was amazing,
say-
fantastic. Aaron
when you-
Gruder is a genius.
but when you say Bob's Burgers, that's really a Fox
Fox.
property.
That's a
that
Fox
Was
property.
then re-shown as syndicated on Cartoon Network.
And most of those
or Adult
shows
Swim.
became what they are because of the Adult Swim syndication.
China, Illinois. Cleveland
good
show
one.
can suck it.
Yeah, fuck Cleveland show.
King of the Hill.
There we go.
Rick
I
and
like that
Morty. Aqua TV show. Children's. Did you ever watch Children's Hospital?
I didn't watch Children's Hospital, but
Oh, that's a good one.
that's the one that Jay Ryan and his wife, rest in peace, Nicole. She just passed
Yeah,
away of MS
yeah,
recently.
it's terrible.
Not to make the show about
No,
that.
I got you.
And
You got
upset,
to. But they're good people.
Very good people. Yeah, they took a chance on us on our podcast, and they're great for
Oh, absolutely.
amazing
Yeah.
advice in the market and everything. Like with the Letterman stuff, the amount of advice and stuff I got from them was
Oh, sure.
it definitely helps with everything that I continue to do. But they had a association with what's the guy's name? The main character in the show. What's his real life name?
It's not Rob Delaney. It's I can't remember.
It is Rob Delaney, isn't it?
I don't think so. It's this guy.
Isn't his name Rob
can't
Delaney?
remember
No, not
his
Rob
name.
Delaney. It's Rob something though.
Eagle Heart. Eric Andre.
Rob Corddry.
The Heart She Holler. Did you ever see that?
No, I never saw that one.
Oh my
Rob
God.
Corddry. Loiter Squad was good too. I like Loiter Squad. It's pretty funny with
Pretty
Tyler
Face-
Creator.
Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. Did you ever watch any of that?
No, I never seen that,
That
one.
one's really good. Yeah, we'll cover that at some point. Mike Tyson Mysteries.
That one was funny as shit.
Yeah, it
I
was
like
very
that one.
good.
And of course the signature fourth wall breaking intertitle cards.
Yeah, I love the title cards.
For fans. And it was the first network that felt truly interactive.
That's really true right there. I mean, it was all fan service for the most part.
You felt like you were
know?
a part of
Yeah,
everything. It really
yeah.
like just that block, and it was just a few hour block
just-
of TV.
it just felt like
before they
something
played
you
anime all night.
Yeah, it
and
felt
was
like
just-
something you shouldn't be watching.
It
basically.
clicked.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
clicked. You felt like you were watching. It's kind of like the pirate radio stations.
Yeah,
you
pretty
felt
much.
like you were watching a pirate TV program where it's all stuff
It's-
nobody's supposed to watch.
It's
and-
very punk rock, honestly.
Yeah, it
the
is.
stuff that they were doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Under a corporate banner, you know.
It was crazy that they let him get away with what they got away with on Adult Swim.
Well, and like
it must
they
have been the
said-
popularity of it. They just said like, "All right, well, you guys are killing it in ratings, so we're
Mm-hmm.
just going to leave it alone now."
Well, like this guy said, you know, they would have people send stuff in, and a lot of times they'd use it.
Well, rest in peace to Cartoon Network because of all the mergers and stuff like that.
The
But
website went
this
down. They
kept-
killed the website
They killed
the
it. I
other
saw
day.
that.
Yeah.
This Adult Swim at the end of Cartoon Network's lifespan was that was the heartbeat of what was
Big deal.
keeping Cartoon Network.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now you got who was it? Warner that's running it.
Warner's running it, but Warner's
Sucks.
about going under because of all the
Streaming.
streaming stuff. So now they're going to have to be sold to somebody else.
I saw that Paramount Plus laid off just a shit ton of people the other day, but they say that they're doing well. So I don't
get
understand
it.
how
Well,
they count
also,
dollars.
I know that there is a lot of AI discussions going on right now with creators. There's a lot of strikes going on for writers and for animators, and this might piss a lot of people off, but there is now an issue where voice actors for cartoons are also voice actors for video games. So now you're getting video game delays. Grand Theft Auto
because
6
of
is
the-
supposed to be delayed now till 2026, beginning of 2026.
Because of the
Instead of
voice work?
because of the voiceover workers, they're all nobody gets residuals. That's the big problem in Hollywood with a lot of the creation side of
They
it.
get to use it forever and don't have to give you any.
Yeah, they could use what you created forever, but you only get paid the check for the work. you don't get paid in perpetuity for your art. But and that's the thing is everybody's like, well, I don't get paid in perpetuity for the house I built. Well, no, I understand that, but that's a little different because you sell your house for somebody to live in, and that's where they live forever. This is a TV show with an artistic work that somebody puts in blood, sweat, and tears for the artistry of it. But every other artist can get paid for their work and properly. In some ways, like if I'm a painter, I get to tell you what my painting's worth. You don't get to dictate what it's worth. I tell you what it's worth, and if you want to pay that, you pay that. But with this, there should be a residual because the actors in most movies get residual. The only people that aren't are the people that are actually creating it. So hopefully they get that sorted out. Because
I would hope so.
It's caused delays for King of the Hill too. So
Flying Lotus.
that's a really common theme with Adult Swim.
Oh, sure.
I got high and then watched Adult Swim.
Well, to be honest with you, the two things that knew their customers the best was Adult Swim and Jack in the Box.
Not only Jack in the Box, it's a sub place, a sub
Quiznos.
place. Was it Quiznos?
It was Quiznos, yeah. That they had the little rat mascots or whatever, and that did
I'm
real
talking
well
about
for
recently.
them.
No, I don't think it was Quiznos. I was talking about kind of recently. It was Firehouse Subs or Jason Deli or something like that.
What'd they do?
They didn't have a lot of targeted ads around 420, but now everybody, all these major corporations are starting to target ads at 420.
But I mean, Jack in the Box, Jesus.
Yeah, they always have. The Munchie Box?
They just make food for stoners is all it is. And there's a commercial out there from Jack in the Box where they basically allude to that and say, hey, up late night with red eyes or whatever.
If you're a stoner and you want the tiny tacos for cheap, you could go to Sam's. Sam sells
I bought those
a
before,
pack
and they're
of
pretty good.
50. Yeah, they are. Well, there was a lady doing samples, and I don't ever get hit by the sample ladies, but she got me.
You throw them in the air fryer, and they do really well there.
Yeah, and I've got some at the house. I'm going to pour some queso over them. I'm going to throw a handful of pico on it, maybe squeeze a jalapeno on it, get some juice on there. But the lady got me at Sam's because we're going there for just two specific things. Sure. And I walked past, and I was like, well, let me try one.
Pallet of diapers. And some in a case of pants.
Actually,
those were the two you were there for, right?
Actually, we were there for turkey sticks, the turkey meat sticks.
Okay, all right.
And individually wrapped cheese, the lengths of cheese, the snacks.
Yeah,
it's not string cheese.
Blocks,
it's not string cheese, but it's cheese. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, wow. So he sent his music in, and then they made a promo for the Boondocks around his music, which is amazing.
That is amazing.
That is the other thing you can say about Adult Swim. They took on any kind of content. Like, it wasn't just a bunch of white guys running around telling you jokes or whatever.
They had everything.
It was very diverse.
I was sucking my daddy when I was 7 years old.
We can get away with dick, can't we? We can't say dick? I thought we were Adult Swim. Who's in charge of these rules? How about penis? Yes, can we say penis?
MF Doom, Danger Mouse, Killer Mike.
I'm Killer Mike. You've been watching Adult Swim.
Killer Mike.
Grammy award-winning Killer Mike. And if you think you can't win a Grammy, he won one when he was in his 40s. So there you go.
Well, it's like what is it? Jelly Roll now.
Yeah, he's pushing 40. He's been rapping for 20 years though. I've actually knew who he was before he ever made it big. He's rapped here in Waco locally.
This is Walter Newman, development executive.
He used to tour with a rapper named Lil White.
Oh yeah.
Out of Tennessee.
Vine. This one says, pro tip, typing "hire me bitches" on social media may not be the best path to a new career.
No, maybe not.
Adult Swim also became the go-to network for canceled or soon-to-be-canceled programs.
Yep.
A direct role in the revival of one of Fox's most popular cartoons.
Family Guy. Also Futurama. Probably helped with Futurama too.
Between Adult Swim and the advent of box sets around these TV shows, that's what brought Family Guy back, because Family Guy was dead.
It might have.
It was absolutely.
It honestly
dead.
might have helped keep King of the Hill and the relevancy. It probably helped King of the Hill's revival too.
I don't
honestly,
doubt that. Yeah, I don't doubt that.
You probably attribute some of that.
Good pals at Cartoon Network are showing it. Though I think they're making a couple of changes because I'm so controversial.
After Family Guy's cancellation in 2003, the premiered in reruns on Adult Swim and exploded in the 80s.
Yeah, it got big on there.
Huge. First 3 seasons are the only seasons that are worth watching, though.
Less than a year later, it was renewed.
One of its later episodes, taking a jab at Fox for its unjust termination.
Well, that's true. They say we don't cut out the funniest jokes. In Futurama, same deal.
After an increase in viewership when the show started airing on Adult Swim.
They brought it over, and it got big.
Biggest contribution to television.
Shit so big that they went on with more and then did a revival.
And it started with Cowboy Bebop.
Yep.
And think about
remember
this.
Cowboy
Think
Bebop.
about Futurama. The thing that always kills me about Futurama. This is Matt Groening, the guy who did all of The Simpsons.
All of The Simpsons.
Life
Why would
in
you cancel
Hell,
his show?
Life in Hell, all of these things.
How does his show get canceled?
And you're
I don't get it.
telling me Fox looked at it and went, it's not enough. We need to put more Cleveland.
Well,
on
it's
there
the
or
same with
whatever."
the Cleveland show.
Jesus.
It's the same with the Cleveland show. Well, we canceled Family Guy because we didn't like it.
What a
But then we're
dumb
going to
bunch
let
of
you
people.
have 3 shows. That's the thing I literally never understood
Do 3
about Family Guy was
3 Family
they
Guy
got
shows?
canceled, forced to be revived.
Yeah.
But then after getting canceled, they just the Fox is like, all right, well, we'll let you try with this show and this show and this show. It's
insane.
like they
Yeah.
gave them a run because at one point that Animation Domination was The Simpsons and then Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah,
That was
all
it.
Family Guy
Yeah, that
stuff,
was it.
Yeah. They did so much that they let Seth MacFarlane put on a Seth MacFarlane branded Star Trek show. Basically,
Yeah, pretty much that's what that is. It's still going too, isn't it?
no,
No, I was fixing to say. Shouldn't.
No, it wasn't good.
Shouldn't.
Cowboy Bebop.
I remember that.
Oh,
was one of the
Venture
first
Brothers.
animes I
Venture
ever watched.
Brothers was great.
Yeah, Venture Bros. It's still going. 20 plus years. They're on like season 23.
Which ironically later became incorporated into Adult
Toonami.
after its own revival campaign.
Yep, Toonami. I remember that.
To Cartoon Network, thank you to William Street and everybody at Adult Swim. for
Voice of Spike,
paying
Wolverine,
attention to the voice of
Zabuza, Count Vertigo, Moses, Vincent, Mugen. This guy. Hashtag bring back Toonami, and it worked. Samurai Jack.
Back
Ooh,
Toonami.
boy.
Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
I love cocaine.
More oral.
Dr. Roxo. I love cocaine.
That is true though. That like Assy McGee. Not
That's
a
a
great.
good one.
Not a well. It was fine.
It was all right. It was
But
funny. We
it's
went
one
over
joke.
it. That was one of the ones
It's
we went
one
over.
joke.
Yeah, it's literally one
So
joke for
that's-
one
it's a
season.
little
I
hard,
think they only
yeah.
had one season we had talked about. 2 seasons
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, it's rough. But that's the thing that he was just talking about. They took chances, and that's something you didn't see on
Yeah,
regular
they really
TV.
did take chances.
You certainly didn't see it on cable anywhere.
Nah, they took
Nobody
some
took
chances.
chances.
They were swinging and taking risks, and that's what it's all about, right?
And there you go. And he does his own bumper at the end of this, which is kind of cool. Well, that was like a short.
Shout out to Captain Christian
Yeah,
for using your content.
that was a short version of the history of Adult Swim.
Yeah,
but,
it was
it was
fairly
kind of
short.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Next week, you said we're doing moral oral.
Or we could.
We'll come up with something.
Well, no, we could do a
there's-
moral oral. We could do a part 2 to what we just did and go more like
There's
talk about
freaking
more about it.
Plenty to choose from.
Because I could. Well, no, what I'm saying. We just did the history of it, like briefly touched it. If you want, next week we could go into a little more in depth
Yeah,
about
maybe
the
so.
creation of it.
Yeah.
Moral oral or that, one of the two. But yeah.
All right, that is it. Do you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us at Funky Ear Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find us at funkyearpodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just want to remind everybody, swimmer's ear, if you get it, remember you can burn a candle close to your ear hole, and stuff will just fall right out. That's
Yeah,
how
you
that
got to
works.
loosen the wax up. Another thing that you could do is microwave very quickly, maybe 5 seconds, microwave some olive oil or put some olive oil in a pan on your stove and heat it up just slightly, and then you drop that off in your ear, and whatever is in your
By
ear
the
will
way,
fall out of your ear.
We are not doctors, and this is not advice.
I'm not a doctor.
So there
This
you
is
go.
not advice. Actually, it's anti-advice. I implore you to not do anything that I say.
Jump in the pool. All right, folks, it's good to see you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, remember that it's like Sundays usually when we record, and we're doing live streams now.
Yeah, we're doing
while
live streams
recording.
now
So
while
if you
we're
ever want to
recording.
see this, come see us.
You can find us live. We have a YouTube page. I guess we might start using the YouTube page.
We'll build that up.
Yeah, I have the page already made and everything
Cool.
because I got the Google account or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
for Funky Ear.
All right,
so
we'll get it up and going.
it's already all there, ready to go.
All right, guys, good to see you. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time, man.
Swimmer's
Swimmer's ear.
You can find Swimmer's Ear anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
Don't forget to take your Claradrill.
See our ad in Tables and Chairs magazine. This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.